Recently, over the past year or so, there's been a debate about who's the better player or who's the better warrior, Kevin Durant or Stephen Curry. And I'm here today to finally shut down this argument and show why Stephen Curry is a better player than Kevin Durant. Hey, what's up? It's your boy TK here. Now, a lot of people think this answer's cut and dry and think it's Kevin Durant, but I'm here to prove otherwise. Let's dive right into it and start by looking at their stats and numbers. Now, when comparing the two side by side, you can tell that they have a lot of similarities and some differences. Let's start by looking at Steph Curry's career stats. He averages 23.1 points on almost 48% field goal percentage. He averages 3.2 turnovers, 0.2 blocks, 1.8 steals, 6.8 assists, and 4.4 rebounds. Now, when looking at Durant's career stats, he averages 27.1 points on almost 49% field goal, averages 3.2 turnovers, 1.1 blocks, 1.2 steals, and 3.9 assists, also 7.1 rebounds. Now, when looking at their similarities, the biggest one that stands out to me is that they're both hella efficient from the field for their positions. With Steph almost averaging 48% from the field and Kevin Durant almost averaging 49% from the field, you have to remember, these guys aren't just taking easy layups. Most of their points consist of jumpers from inside and outside the arc, and some of those shots are pretty tough. This is where I think Steph has the edge over Durant in terms of stats. Although Steph may average a lower field goal percentage than Durant by almost 1%, he also averages almost 5% more than Kevin Durant from three-point line. And in my opinion, Steph Curry also shoots harder attempts than Kevin Durant, which is not hard to see when you could just look at his past highlights of him pulling up from half court or somewhere near it.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang!
And on top of this, he's still averaging 48% field goal, which is 1% lower than Kevin Durant's. Now, when looking at the career points, Kevin Durant obviously averages more points than Stephen Curry, but when you actually look deeper into it, it's not that much different. Now, what I mean by that is if you look at Stephen Curry's last 30-point season and Kevin Durant's last two 30-point seasons, there's a big similarity between the two, and that is field goal attempts. When looking at Stephen Curry's 30.1 season, you can see that Stephen Curry averaged 20.2 field goal attempts, while Kevin Durant for his 30.1 season averaged 20.3 field goal attempts, and for his 32-point season he averaged 20.8 field goal attempts, which is almost one higher than Stephen Curry's 30.1 season, which is also equivalent to 2 points. So in actuality, if you're following along, when Stephen Curry averages the same amount of field goal attempts as Kevin Durant, he averages the same amount of points as him as well. Now, I don't want to talk about their other stats too much, but I will say this. Stephen Curry gets an above average amount of steals and assists, while Kevin Durant gets an above average amount of rebounds and blocks. Therefore, I am neglecting those stats because I feel like for the sake of this video, those numbers cancel out. Now, enough about their stats and their numbers, let's move on to their awards. Now, I'm going to be talking about, in my opinion, the more important awards, starting with Stephen Curry. On his resume, he is a 2-time NBA champion, a 2-time MVP, a 4-time NBA All-Star, and he has made an All-NBA team 4 times. For Kevin Durant, he's a 1-time NBA champion, a 1-time Finals MVP, a 1-time MVP, a 9 times All-Star, and he has made an All-NBA team 7 times. Now, you may think that Kevin Durant's resume blows out Stephen Curry's by having way more awards, but not exactly. See, Kevin Durant may have been way more successful in terms of total amount of awards than Stephen Curry, but if you look over the past 4 years, the story's different. And I want to look specifically at their past 4 years because that's when NBA players begin to enter their primes. So comparing it now, you can see that Steph has 1 more NBA championship than Kevin Durant, 1 more MVP than Kevin Durant, the same amount of All-Stars, and the same amount of All-NBA teams. The only thing that Kevin Durant has over Stephen Curry is that he won the Finals MVP in the 2017 Finals. Now, when analyzing this even further, we all know that Kevin Durant would not have won his Finals MVP nor his championship if he did not join up with the Warriors. So therefore, when quote-unquote by themselves, Steph Curry has 1 championship over Kevin Durant's 0. Yes, and I know they weren't truly by themselves. They had Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, while Kevin Durant had Russell Westbrook and James Harden and Serge Ibaka. But I am strictly talking about when Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant are not on the same team. And yes, I also know what you guys are going to say, that Golden State should not have won because Kyrie Irving was not playing. But that means that Stephen Curry would have had 2 finals over Kevin Durant's 1 finals. Which means that if Kyrie Irving were to play in that championship series against Golden State and Golden State lost, I would still say that Stephen Curry's resume is a little bit more impressive than Kevin Durant's. So my final verdict is this. Yes, I do think that KD entering the league was better than Steph. And yes, I think KD is a little bit more efficient than Steph. And yes, I do think KD is a little bit better defender than Steph. But right now, in their primes and at their best, I would rank Stephen Curry higher than Durant. Steph has literally changed the game of basketball right in front of us. He has completely revolutionized the game, and he is the best shooter we have ever seen, and when it's all said and done, I think Steph could be a top 5 player of all time, in my opinion. That's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts and comments below about who would you take between the two. Also, if you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe because there will definitely be more content like this in the near future. And until then, I'll see you in the next.